Trying to collect on a gambling debt, Fauntleroy brought a Missouri court judgment to a Mississippi court to be enforced. Because of the nature of the debt, the Mississippi court said no. Relying on the Constitution's full faith and credit clause, Fauntleroy gambled that the United States Supreme Court would back his play in Fauntleroy v. Lum. Lum speculated unsuccessfully in cotton futures in Mississippi, ending up in debt to Fauntleroy. When Lum refused to pay up, Fauntleroy initiated arbitration proceedings and obtained an award against Lum. Fauntleroy neglected to inform the arbitrator that speculating in futures was illegal in Mississippi. Fauntleroy took his arbitration award to Missouri and sued Lum for a judgment on that award. The Missouri court properly had jurisdiction over Lum because he was in the state temporarily. The Missouri court refused to allow Lum to submit evidence showing that the transaction between him and Fauntleroy had been illegal under Mississippi law. Instead, that court directed a verdict for Fauntleroy. After the Missouri court entered judgment in Fauntleroy's favor, Fauntleroy took that judgment back to a Mississippi court to enforce it against Lum, who'd returned home. Fauntleroy argued that the Mississippi court was required to recognize the Missouri judgment under the Constitution's full faith and credit clause, which requires each state to give, quote, full faith and credit, unquote, to every other state's judicial proceedings. The Mississippi court refused to enforce the judgment. The case was ultimately appealed to the Mississippi Supreme Court, which ruled for Lum, because the underlying transaction between Lum and Fauntleroy was illegal in that state. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.